As we head to 2026 in Lincoln, we enter year 2 under Dani Busboom Kelly. Nebraska started the year 33-0, 20-0 in the Big Ten. 3 All-Americans are back. Bergen Riley, Harper Murray, Andy Jackson, all returning to Lincoln. And how about that Wrigley Field matchup against Missouri on September 6th? A doubleheader in the friendly confines, not far from our studios right here in Chicago. Dani Busboom Kelly is with us as we continue our coverage of Big Ten Volleyball Media Day with a focus on Nebraska. You know, Coach, you're in such an interesting position because I think any other coach, any other program in the country looks back on last year and says, wow, and everybody from the outside asks, how did Nebraska not win it all? It's such an unfair question, but you know it's the question that a lot of people ask. So how do you, your staff, and the players assess what did take place in 2025?
Well, you know, you look back at the season as a whole, especially after that last game, and you can reflect on it. And we did have an incredible season, and it's sports. Like, things happen, adversity hits. You don't know what's going to happen on competition day. So we don't need to reinvent the wheel here. Like, we had an unbelievable year. I thought our composure throughout the whole year was fantastic. You could never tell we were playing with pressure. You couldn't tell that we were complacent. We were practicing as great in August as we were in December, and the last game just didn't go our way. So there's not a lot, in my opinion, to change with the process. Now, maybe the December moment, we can change some things, and there's other things we could do, but it just wasn't in our cards that night.
I think if anybody had predicted that any team could go 20-0 in this league in conference play, they would have been told they were crazy. Did you see that as a realistic possibility through this league?
Not really, but that's never something you aspire to do as a team. You don't start out a season saying, let's go undefeated. It's like, those really aren't on your goals, and that's why I think it was easy to stay focused and moving forward and always battling as much as we could, and our practices, keeping them super competitive, because it wasn't on our goal sheet at the beginning of the year. But it was incredible, and there were moments you think, wow, we're really good, or I'd keep thinking, well, this is going to be the game. This is the one that's going to catch us, and then, you know, we'd play amazing. I'm like, I guess we are pretty good this year.
How different does it feel for you sitting here this year in comparison to when we chatted almost exactly a year ago?
Oh, it's a lot different. You know, just the familiarity with the players, I think, is the biggest one, where the conversations can be a little more authentic and real. They're not like, hey, let's get to know each other. What's your coaching style? You know, I'm not trying to figure out how they like to be coached. I think we can all be ourselves a little bit more, which will allow for more accountability. It's, you know, relationships are so important and they don't happen overnight. So we've had a year and a half now to work on those pieces. So that's a big change. And then personally, you know, when you have a baby and you move, there's a lot going on. So I'm excited to be in a little bit more of a routine just in my life.
Probably less crazy, but not entirely sane, though.
No, never sane.
At the Busboom Kelly house with the ages and with the job that you have going on. As you start to look into the start of 2026, what do you do in terms of setting goals? Without sharing any of the state secrets that you like to keep inside your locker room, how do you kind of set the things that are measurable and timely and realistic for you and your team?
You know, as we've started this preseason, we haven't dove into that quite yet. I mean, a lot of it is, look, we're getting started earlier than normal. We have a lot of noise around our program this year, probably even more than last year and in the past, with these games and these events. I guess they're a combo of both. So, you know, we got to get through that and then realize what our goals really are. And I do think we'll have, you know, some lineup differences than last year and some new faces. And once we get that a little more established and, you know, we have a little bit better roadmap, I think then we'll start figuring out what the goals are for this season and what that actually looks like. I do think being in a program where the expectations are so high and we are very talented, it might be better to go back and, you know, have some smaller goals that we can accomplish along the way. And one of the challenges here is, like, how do you celebrate the little things? Because they're not so great if you don't accomplish the big thing. So we got to remember that, you know, this is a long season. There's a lot to celebrate along the way.
It's hard, though, to look past some of those big things when you mention the events that you have early in the non-conference. I mentioned Wrigley, and then there's one that's a million times bigger, if you will. So how do you kind of balance out, obviously, wanting your players to be at their best for that, and also understanding that is the start. That is the sprint to the beginning of a marathon that won't end, hopefully, until mid-December.
Yeah, and then, you have the Big Ten tournament. Then we have the renewed rivalry with Texas. And so a lot of really fun events. And that's hopefully will be a way our team can enjoy the season. Like, they're all very different, which I think is exciting as a coach. We didn't just plan these events and by the seat of our pants. Like, there is a method around it. Like, this one is an exhibition, and this is a Big Ten challenge, and here's one against Texas, and then we go into conference play. So there should be little things to look forward to throughout the season that will be really excited and keep everybody in like that forward progressing mindset.
But I'm assuming that also means that philosophy of those very few remaining spots in the non-conference after these events and after the Big Ten SEC Challenge, you have to be kind of picky in how you decide to schedule and who you decide to schedule on those few dates that you have open before you get into Big Ten play.
And one of the biggest things is, we have a sort of new arena to show off. Devaney's been remodeled, and we wanted to play in there as much as we could. So you have to have the balance of tough opponents versus we want to get matches in, and we want to get our fans the opportunity to watch us play, and that's all in a short amount of time.
You do mention that you have some new faces, but you return some names that are so well known, two sitting here that we'll talk to in just a second, and Andy and Bergen, Harper as well. When you have veteran teams like that and players that have played in the biggest moments, what does it allow a coach and a coaching staff to do throughout the course of the year and in those moments that we don't see and that people who only see you playing matches don't get to be witness to?
Well, you really get to hit the ground running in practice, and we've talked a lot about how we're structuring this preseason. Do we do two-a-days? What are our goals as a coaching staff? And it's more about fine-tuning and making sure the team's on the same page, making sure our leadership is progressing in the right way, not so much about the actual skills, where a lot of programs you're working on, okay, what's this drill called? What's our terminology? What are the expectations? We don't have to do that. We have other things we can start to work on. But sometimes that's tough because then you start nitpicking everything when you have such a veteran squad. So we're still working on finding that balance.
How much conversation is there with the players and not just the coaching staff leading into that, and what maybe they think works best for them as well?
Certainly, one of the top things on my pillars of coaching styles would be collaboration. And our staff, everybody has an input. We plan practices together. We're constantly talking to particular leaders about how they're feeling, what's working, what can we do different. And, because we're so collaborative, there's a lot of honest communication. So I believe our leaders tell us what they really think, and then we adjust accordingly. And then we start to have these younger players feel like, their voice is heard and that they have an input because they're different and their mindset might be a little different than our seniors. So you really want to take into consideration everybody on the team and make their voices important.
As you get ready for a season and any match, what does it mean to a program to have a player like Bergen, who's the three-time setter of the year and the reigning Big Ten player of the year, coming back into your program and knowing what she is going to provide for you on a match-by-match basis?
Bergen's a super consistent player, and not just as a setter. It's a blocker, a defender, an attacker, a server. So across the board, she's so consistent. And I think it just relieves the rest of our team to know what we're going to get from the Big Ten Player of the Year, that we can count on her to be very good at all those things, and also that she doesn't have to be that much better than she is, and that she can work on leading and being a stronger voice and not worry about her play. But, Bergen's, it's crazy that she has all these accolades. You never feel that because she's so humble. It's like, when you said it's a three-time setter of the year, I'm like, oh, she was? I forget that because she is so humble and she's not worried about those accolades. She's worried about the team and the goals that this team has.
I spoke with her last year right after she was named Big Ten Player of the Year, and she was like, no, just setter. I'm like, no, you're setter and Player of the Year. She actually couldn't believe it.
What?
As for Andy, steps taken kind of every year, and last year we saw her become that dangerous player every time the ball was in the air. Where do you look for her to take the next step in 26?
It's a little bit of the same as Bergen, just some leadership, and, she's probably been the one who I've seen grow the most this year in leadership and voice and kind of setting the tone for the team. So that's been incredible to see. And then She's obviously an amazing attacker. Can she have that effect on the game blocking? And she did a lot of work in the USA gym. I know that's been a huge focus of hers, and just seeing her make little changes that go a long ways is pretty neat as a coach, because when you get to a certain caliber, improvement is small. But Andy improves every single day, and it might be a little one day and a lot one day, but you can see that, and I know she celebrates that too.
I think it says a lot about a program and what is coming back when you also tie in the freshman recruiting, when you don't have to take a transfer, when you don't, that's rare. I mean, that's rare. That's almost unheard of, right, in today's day and age of college sports. So how different was that, I guess, for you? And did you know that that was going to be the case all along?
Well, I think, you're not a good coach or in a great program if you're not dabbling in the transfer portal, at least seeing what's out there. But, here, you have to be really selective, and we want to make sure that anybody that we bring into this program is for the right reasons. And I just felt like after last season that we could trust who the players are in our program, and the progress that they made, the underclassmen, from August to December was huge. And then you go have a spring season with them, and I'm excited to see what they can do, because they earned the right to be here just as much as anybody else, and earned the right to show what they can do on the biggest stage.
Finally, for you, what's the best part of getting back in the gym when you know it's for real?
The best part, definitely the training, and just getting to coach and teach and interact with the players. And, for our sport, we don't have summer access, so it feels like you're just wondering what everybody's doing all the time. So now we get to actually be around each other and get to communicate and hang out and start forming our goals.
Now, those goals start basically right now with the season less than a month away from officially getting underway. Dani, Busboom, Kelly, always appreciate the time.
Oh, thank you.
So